Welcome, Wanderer. We did it. Call Lightning is finally hitting like a runaway train. Forget about Ice Shards, punish your enemies with the power of lightning strikes. And most importantly, we fixed the energy issue the build used to have. Finally, we can spam away. And the whole trick to make Call Lightning work is a weird thing called Overload. If you generate Overload, you'll take 1% maximum health damage per stack combined as fire and lightning damage. No worries, we'll tremendously reduce the health loss and actually scale our damage with this like crazy. You will want to have 17 points in Lightning Strike. In its base, Lightning Strike strikes one single time. Not really impressive. What we're going to take is 2 stacks of repetition. That will increase the cost by 40, but it now repeats 2 times in 1 second intervals. So 1 lightning strike is then 3 strikes in total, which means 3 times your damage. We're losing 35% damage, but with 3 stacks of overload, we gain 3 overload on use, we have 30% more cast speed, 30% more damage, and most importantly, 30% less energy cost. Usually it would cost 120 energy. Now we're down to 84 already. In order to make the damage go bonkers now, we're adding rage to this. Gain 1 rage on the first hit and deal 3% more damage per rage. That would be another 30% more damage on every single strike. And we'll boost that even more with our passives. Now as you spam the lightning strike, we're going to be building up overload here right now, 12 stacks, and it would leech our HP empty. And currently that seems quite daunting. For this, we're going to be investing our divinity to make it all the way to tier 3. Because in this little overcharge tree, we can now deal another 30% damage with overload abilities. And we can say overload has 100% increased duration, but we take 40% less damage from it. And if we put in another 5 points, we deal 55% increased damage and 2% increased lightning damage per overload. That means I'm going to be spamming away right now, and I'm building up my overloads, and we're sitting at 18 stacks of overload, and that's another huge damage multiplier, and we're taking way less damage. Hold your horses, still not done. Since if you go over to the Earth tree and jam in your 18 divinity as well, you have another skill up here called Overheat, where we do more damage with overload abilities. With 5 points put in, we can also choose energy. Recover 3 energy for every overload you generate. Doesn't sound like a lot, but my thing costs 88.2. I generate 3 overload. That's 9 energy, less energy cost per cast. Lastly, before we get to more utility and energy, we also take Raging Storm. This will make our rage effect more potent. So instead of giving us 30% more damage, that's 40% increased. And you can say 2 things. First, rage amount. And if you put all 8 points in, you can go for rage overflow. Whenever rage overflows, in this case, rage overflow means if you get more than 13 rage, 20% chance to recover 80 energy. And 80 energy is the cost of one of my lightnings. We're just going to have us spam away, get our rage up, then keep spamming and hope that we hit that 20% to then get back and get back and get back and get back and get back. Right now, 24 overload stacks, by the way, which leads to 48% more lightning damage. To fix our energy issues, we're going to take Arcane Influx. That's another 10% energy regeneration. And then over on the Earth tree side, we're going to take Arcane Abundance. And here we can go for regenerates 1% of energy per second as well. Both of these fit nicely into what we're doing, especially getting that 20% overflow to then go up and turn into infinite. And obviously the further I level up, I'm currently level 23. So if I get now to level 30 and I can put more points into the energy stuff, I can bring that up even further. Let's add even more damage with Storm Nimbus. We're going to jam in all 17 points. That's our passive. And we're going to have it increase our lightning damage by another 24%. We're also going to choose Thunderstorm here right now, where we get increased lightning strike damage. Now, Call Lightning is not lightning strike, so that 60% is not doing it. The lightning strike damage only increases the lightning strike from the Thunderstorm and the lightning strike from the Lightning Evoker. So not actually from the Call Lightning itself. Main goal here, get 4 into Storm Enhancement and 3 into Conservation. That is only a 65 energy reserve. It's a bit annoying to lose the energy, but as I said, if we get then more points into Arcane Influx, if we get more passives, it will be more efficient. This will be more efficient. The same goes over here. We can also get more maximum energy on the side. What you want to get though is a Raging Mind. This gives you Spell Rage. Rage also grants increased total spell damage per stack and increased cast speed per stack, which means we're going to invest at least one single point. And then we're going to boost the Storm Attunement to 6 for 28% lightning damage, together with even more lightning spell damage. And important for our defense, top right corner, Storm Adaptation. If we add 5 points in here, we can take 10% less damage from Overload. Ta-da! And since Overload is lightning damage and fire damage, yes, it says that, it is lightning and fire damage, getting bonus lightning resistance helps here as well. And we're sitting at a comfortable 2,600 damage, but if I do actually spam away my lightning strikes and get the rage overflow and everything running, we get 3,667. Pretty nifty. Why don't we put any points into Lightning Evoker, which says whenever you use a non-active skill, there's a 10% chance to hit a random enemy with a lightning strike. First and foremost, it's only good if you actually put all the points in it, 8 points. And then with bonus rage overflow, you can get even more lightning strikes. Right now, I just don't have the passive points to do this. So yes, the Evoker will be good down the line as I have all the passive points to spend. But right now, what I need to do is I need to get more damage. I need to get this one up for the critical strike chance. I need to get this one up for a little bit more energy. I need to go on the side to get this one up as well for the bonus critical strike chance, and also another 30% spell damage. So there's so much more actual damage I can weasel out of this right now. And as we're here in the Earth trade, there's one skill we're adding. In Storm, we have nothing. Sure, we can take Blink later to actually blink around. But what I like to add is Flame Volley. So with our 13 points we have left here, we're going to jump everything in. We're going to have Flame Volley orbit around us. We're going to have it have amplified damage. So per more stack of Amplify, it deals another 6% more damage. And then we're going to also take Enhanced Amplify to have it get more Amplify stacks. And that adds to our huge lightning damage. Now a really nice amount of fire damage that also scales with our rage and then with all the amplify stacks it gets on top. With my current last 5 points, I will boost my maximum energy even more to have more energy regeneration from this, and I can get even more maximum energy and increase my skill cost, but I'd rather just get a little bit more maximum energy like this. I got one single active point left and nothing to really spend it on. Sure, I could get my blink, but honestly, I'd rather go over to the barrier, put 1 point in, and choose Barrier Heal. I get reduced total barrier, but I regenerate health per second equal to 4% of the current barrier. Could also take the Invigorating Guard to heal for damage taken. But with this little skill on top, you just offset your overload quite nicely. And going through the world, you're just lightning striking the heavy living shiznit out of everyone. They don't stand a chance. You'd love to see it. We're going to summon our friend Mr. Pan. Our life is obviously degrading. Gotta drink your potions in between. That is the cost of overload. Can offset that even further though with even more passive points. Gonna try to attack us and we go bop, 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 bop. And look at the crazy damage that's striking down at him. Like, this is just nasty. Especially when he like stands in that position where you're then putting the lightning strikes down. Just goes absolutely bonkers. Sure, you might hit every now and then the snag where you then did not get the energy restoration, and well, we would need more passive points to make it perfectly work out, but I guess the damage speaks for itself. In order to help with that energy, I'm looking for item pieces that actually give me plus energy to boost the 1% energy regeneration of your maximum amount of energy. And I would also try to get an amulet that actually does have energy regeneration. On other pieces, I'm looking for spell damage or lightning damage, as I'm looking for the weapon for lightning damage and area ability damage, because the actual lightning strike is an area skill. Works well. You can get a double boost. Our attributes are all the way into knowledge with obviously some in vigor, but slam it all in there. In order to get even tankier and more damage now, you can push the overheat to the next level. And then we could take the fire damage per overload, which will actually boost your flame volley to go up to the 4,000 DPS. And we can boost the magma shell too, which says 10% less damage taken from overload, and increases my fire resistance, all health, and armor value. The fire resistance again, since overload is fire and lightning damage, helps tremendous. What do you say, ladies and gentlemen? Could I get you convinced on the lightning striking with the overload power? Otherwise, we get a flaming whirlwind battle mage for you. That's going to be Earth and Warfare. Enjoy and have a fantastic good time.